it's amazing that during that Charlie Gibson interview, we find out basically she's totally lacks intellectual curiosity. She doesn't know any of these foreign policy issues. How could she be at the age of 44 mayor and a governor and not care about any of these foreign policies, let alone the domestic policy issues? She doesn't even know those either, right? And she also reminds me of George Bush in her vindictiveness. She fired nearly everyone, the museum director, went after the library director, the police commissioner when she was mayor because they didn't support her enough. And then later she wound up firing someone because they didn't fire her ex-brother-in-law, and that's Troopergate, which now they're trying to quell. But two small things that I got in a Salon article and a New York Times article that I thought were really telling. When she got into the governor's office, remember how she bragged about she got rid of the chef? It turns out, when she was in the mayor's office, she redecorated the mayor's office to the tune of $50,000. Her former mentor said, first of all, it looked like a bordello, and it was tacky, but who cares about that? That's funny but irrelevant. He said she didn't have the authority to do that. First of all, it was a gigantic expenditure for a town of 7,000 people, but put that aside as well. He said she didn't have the authority to do it, and when we told her that she had to go to the city council to get this approval, and she didn't do it right, she said, quote, "I'm the mayor, I can do whatever I want until the courts tell me I can't." Who does that remind you of? George W. Bush. Man, that sent chills down my spine. And then in the New York Times story, when they were talking about her detractors, apparently she has characterized her critics as, quote, "bad people who are anti-Alaska." Not anti-Sarah Palin, but anti-Alaska. Who's anti-Alaska? But who does that remind you of? George W. Bush. This lady is scary, man. A heartbeat away from the presidency. We can't have it. We can't have it.